What is a satellite? A satellite is an object that orbits a larger body in space. Satellites can be natural, like moons orbiting planets, or artificial, which are man-made objects launched into space. Artificial satellites are used for a wide variety of purposes, including communication, navigation, weather forecasting, Earth observation, scientific research, and military surveillance. How many satellites are there in the world? As of 2024, there are around 7,800 active satellites orbiting Earth. The total number of objects in orbit, including inactive satellites and space debris, exceeds 25,000. These numbers continue to grow, especially with the increasing deployment of satellite constellations like SpaceX's Starlink. What was the first satellite launched? The first artificial satellite launched into space was Sputnik 1, which was sent by the Soviet Union on October 4, 1957. Sputnik 1 marked the beginning of the space age, broadcasting radio pulses that were detected by ground stations worldwide. Who invented the first satellite? Sergei Korolyov, the chief designer of the Soviet space program, led the team that designed and built Sputnik 1. While Korolyov was the key figure behind the satellite's creation, it was the result of collective efforts by many Soviet scientists and engineers. What is a satellite for? Satellites serve various functions depending on their type and design. Satellites transmit television, radio, and internet signals, enabling global communication. GPS satellites provide accurate positioning and timing information used in navigation systems. Meteorological satellites monitor weather patterns, helping predict and track storms, hurricanes, and other weather events. Satellites take images and collect data about Earth's surface, oceans, and atmosphere, useful for environmental monitoring, agriculture, and urban planning. Satellites explore space and conduct experiments in orbit, gathering data on space weather, cosmic phenomena, and planetary science. Satellites are used for reconnaissance, spying, and monitoring military activities across the globe. How much does a satellite cost? The cost of a satellite can vary widely depending on its size, complexity, and purpose. Small satellites, CubeSats. These can cost between $50,000 to $500,000 or more, depending on their capabilities and mission requirements. Standard commercial satellites, these typically range from $100 million to $400 million. This includes the cost of the satellite itself, launch, and initial operations. High-end satellites, military, scientific large and complex satellites, such as those used for military, scientific research, or deep space missions, can cost $500 million to over $1 billion. In addition to the satellite's cost, expenses for launch, insurance, and ongoing operations must be considered, potentially adding millions of dollars to the total budget.